Great Hobbies presents RCTV, your radio control authority.
On this week's episode of RCTV, we're going to an event called SOMA. It's an air show, it's fantastic. Also, we have 1/5 on-road racing, but first, wait till we go to Bob Cajun. This guy, you're gonna see, he carved the boat right out of a piece of wood. It's a great scale event up in Bob Cajun. Here we go. Okay, I'm here today with Dan Sinstead. Nice to meet you, Dan. You're the president of the Kawartha
Marine Modelers.
Great, and that's where we are today. We're all the way up in Bob Cajun at this event. What are we going to see today?
Well, a little bit of everything. We have some scale models of tugs, fishing boats, battleships.
Yeah, I saw aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier. We got a couple aircraft carriers here today.
Well, nice meeting you, Dan. We're going to see a lot of great boats here. I can't wait. Okay, Klaus, beautiful barge. Now, what is so unique about your barge here?
Well, the barge is built out of one piece and the pusher as well.
What do you mean one piece?
Well, one piece of one log, one great big log, and I carved it out.
You're kidding. You actually found a log somewhere and carved it all out and actually made the barge.
I used to have a great big one out of a cedar log about 4 feet long, and these are the leftovers.
Yeah, so it's actually cedar. And you actually made all the parts on it
Everything.
too? Like every little individual part? All the ropes
searchlights,
and everything?
Everything.
And that's your style.
Yep.
And that's why you're world famous, probably.
How did you know?
Oh, I knew. We know everything at RCTV. I'm here with Andy Smith. What type of aircraft carrier is this?
The HMS Invincible from
Wow.
the 1980s Falkland War.
I see the Harrier on the deck there.
It was originally with the Harrier jump jets. It's still in the earliest stage of construction. Just at the moment, it's only the radar works on it at the moment. So this winter, a lot of work to be done on it.
Okay, John, this is actually a scale model of a Canadian Coast Guard tug. Or is it a tug?
Canadian Coast Guard cutter.
It's a cutter, actually.
Kestrel. This is made by a gentleman, Gerald George, out of Little Britain, Ontario. This was made from photographs taken on Vancouver Island at French Creek by one of our members. Jerry completely built this from scratch.
Wow, it looks like a museum piece.
Jerry does lovely work.
I mean, if you look closely at it, I don't know if the cameraman can pick that up, but you can actually see the bolts and the screws that are in all the areas here. And they've even got a gaffer hook, and it's perfectly detailed with the painting and everything.
It's twin screw, twin electric drive, and it will probably self-right. It's fully watertight.
Wow. Okay, Tony, we're pulling in a barge here.
Well, it's a New York tug. It pushes the railroad barges across the harbor so the trains can pick them up on either end.
And what year was this used in?
1910, 1920.
And this is how they brought passengers and goods and everything over?
Across the harbor. This is 8 feet long. The boat's 36 inches long. The barge in the water weighs 300 pounds. The boat weighs 50 pounds.
So you made it actually, obviously, just from looking at pictures and
Looking
everything.
at a picture, yeah.
Wow, fantastic. So obviously they don't do this anymore in New York anymore then?
No, it's too slow now.
Now, what are the unique things about this boat that you'd like to tell the people out there?
Well, this boat, the O'Hare, Jimmy O'Hare flew off of this boat and he looked down at his tank and it was empty. And the squadron leader said, return to the ship. So on his way back, he saw a Japanese squadron of planes coming in to meet him. So he attacked them and shot down 2 or 3 of them and then returned to the ship safely. And in the meantime, that Japanese retreated because of his bravery. The airport in Chicago is named after him.
And that's where O'Hare Airport comes from.
That's right.
So you lucked into a lot of history
Yes, yes.
with a great pilot and a
Yes.
great boat too.
Yes.
We're here with Ken Line. This is the first time we're doing 1/5 scale, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the cars.
This here is made by FG. They run a 23cc gas engine where you have to mix your two-stroke oil. Basically, it's like a weed eater motor. You can modify the motors and that and run different exhaust pipes to get bottom end power or top end power. That's about it. You can't go bigger than a 23cc, even though there are other sizes out there. This particular car here has a hydraulic disc brake system. And every time you work your servo, it pumps in like you stepping on the pedal in your car. Right in here is an actual caliper. There you are. There's your rotor. That'll spin, and your caliper that works with the line. They're pretty real. They're about as real as you can get.
The upfront investment is substantial. These cars range anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000, depending on the spec and whether it's a competition car or an entry-level ready, they call it an RTR, or ready-to-run vehicle. But after that, they're very durable. I mean, the greatest expenditure after that is tires.
Tires are really hard when you start, and so they slide around a lot, but after a couple laps of warm-up, they get really soft and really gooey. If you have too soft of a tire and it gets too gooey, then it gets too slippery, you can overcook the tire, and it's no good. You're just struggling from there on.
It's a constant arms race to add the latest and greatest bits to the vehicle. But on the most part, you know, if you're just out to have fun and have a little bit of competition, if you get yourself a nice, you know, competition spec vehicle, it should last you for at least 2 to 3 years. They weigh about 22 to 25 pounds. The vehicles are rear-wheel drive. The power to weight ratio is comparable to that of like a Formula Atlantic vehicle. And put on a right pipe, it can go up to about 5-6 horsepower. These things can go over 100 kilometers an hour. These cars are very well designed in that if you decide not to go to titanium ball joints and things like that, you just go with the regular resin ball joints. There's nice stress points because then if it breaks, usually you lose the ball cup and you don't tweak the chassis or break some alloy parts. For example, I hit the wall and I lost the ball cup and I was able to snap it back into shape. But even if the ball cup snapped, it would have cost me $2. That's the only part I've broken on this car since I've had it last spring. Right now I'm just doing some repair work just to get the front end back into shape before the next round of qualifying, and I'll be good to go.
So Ray, you just built this car, you just got it on the track.
That is correct. It's a brand new FG Evo 07. I haven't had much time to test it, but I'm learning about it the hard way, unfortunately.
So what made you decide to get into 1/5?
The ease of drive, it's a lot easier to tune these big beasts than compared to the Nitro. The car's a lot more realistic. They handle like real cars. It'll do 60 miles an hour, no problem. Probably not on this track, it's a bit small, but definitely a lot more fun than Nitro. I missed my first qualifier due to I thought it was a clutch, but apparently it was a plug. And I'm ready to go for the second, and we'll see how that works out.
It's time now for the Big Boys Tip of the Week.
Hi, I'm Alex Morgan, and this is your Tip of the Week. If you want to get started in helicopters, the best way of getting started is a 4-channel remote. A 4-channel controller will give you forward, backwards, side to side, full 360 of range in either direction, and up and down. A 3-channel will not allow you to go backwards or side to side. A 6-channel is for more advanced pilots and more 3D maneuvers. That is your big boy's tip of the week.
From first to worst. Way to go.
Welcome to Sid's Raceway in Mississauga, Ontario. We're here today for the AAA Mayhem race. This race, you're going to be seeing all different electric buggies and truggies whipping around the track, as you see flying right behind me now, for all you electric enthusiasts. Here we go.
Well, welcome to So You Wanna Race. We're here at Sid's Raceway in Mississauga. Me and Paul are both racing our off-road two-wheel drive electric buggies. We're both in the same heat. We're just waiting for it to start right now. So
we'll see if Fingo even finishes the race.
I'll finish. Why is there no steering now? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, I just about, Oh no, I'm dead, no!
Check underneath and see if you can hook the battery back up if it got disconnected.
From first to worst. That's the way it goes.
So my son Robert is running his first RC race today. He's going to try to see what he can do today. You know, at his home, have fun, stay in the middle of the track, you know, and just take it easy around the track because you got a lot of experienced guys out here. So it's the only way you're going to get experience is by trying it and doing it. Oh, he made it over.
Okay, Robbie, how did it feel racing the first time out there?
Good.
Yeah, did you have a lot of fun?
Yes.
Yeah? What do you think that you can do better next race?
Not flying off the track as much.
Wow, how old are you?
Almost 9.
Almost 9. Wow, is this your first time in a real race?
Yes.
How would you describe your dad's coaching style?
I don't know, whiny.
Put your Game Boy away and eat.
Derek, first of all, you were telling me that you just got into RC. Why did you get into RC?
I saw it on TV and I just had to try this out. Bought myself the car and been here doing it ever since.
Mackenzie, how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11. How long have you been racing?
Well, but this is my 2nd year, so. Yeah.
What have you learned from doing all this racing?
Respect my sponsor. That's my dad.
It's your dad? Yeah, respect. I like this kid already.
So me and Paul are about to run our second race. And hopefully, the aim and the goal is usually from the first to the second to do better. So we'll see.
I hope this time I'm going to finish without breaking. We'll see what happens.
By Damien, Donovan 4th spot, Brandon 5th, Derek 6th, Auburn at the rear in 7th. Scott Volunteer. All right, we're in the change of the lead now. Damien leading the pace, followed by Donovan. The 10th is here, Brent. triple, senior. Donovan trying to make some ground here, taking bobbles.
So after the first two heats, I was 8th in the first one, 8th in the second one. I finally decided to actually put some good tires on. So I ended up being 3rd place. I beat Paul. Paul ended up in 4th, and he actually ended up finishing a race too, so.
It's time now for the RCTV Tech Tip of the Week.
What we'd like to talk to you today is this engine sound. Customer will receive that in the mail and say, that engine's bad. You can hear it, it's clicking. That's actually just the type of engine it is. This is an ABC piston sleeve assembly, and it's designed to have the piston not fit through the top of the cylinder. If I try to push that through, it sticks. Why that is it's honed, the cylinder is honed tighter at the top than at the bottom. On a ringed engine, you can take the piston and push it right through. We take a ringed engine and turn it over, there's no sound. So don't be afraid of your ABC piston sleeve assembly. That tight feel is designed to be there. And what we want is when that engine's running at the right temperature, that cylinder will expand up and give you the right piston sleeve fit, and that's a good engine when it has that sound. Don't be afraid of it. For RCTV, that's your tip of the week.
Okay, I'm here with Terry Tupper. Terry, we're here at the SOMA event in beautiful Stony Creek. What are we going to be seeing today?
We're seeing a little bit of everything today. We've got electric aircraft, electric helicopters, jet airplanes, some old World War I aircraft, a little bit of everything. We're going to have a combat event going on, candy drop. Great event, great day to bring out the kids for, you know, good insight into what RC helicopters and airplanes are all about.
How long has this been an event, the SOMA event here in Wine Country, been in existence?
This Wine Country's been in existence a long time, but this is our 3rd year.
Oh, he's a comedian, this one.
This is our 3rd year running this event. We've got 4 different clubs, the Burlington Club, the Niagara Club, Stony Creek Club, and the Hamilton Club all involved in it this year. And it takes a lot of people to get it up and running. We do charge a $5 parking administration fee, which we do all the donations to a couple of charities, one being the Children's Wish Foundation, another being the Salvation Army. We got a little joke we like to play, it's kind of a drunken sailor routine. So yeah, it's all towards a good cause and towards a lot of fun as well.
We're here today with Laddie McCluskey. Laddie, you're a custom builder and designer of planes. Tell me a little bit about this plane.
Well, this plane is over 25 years old design. I designed in about '84, and it was published in RC Model Magazine. Then Balsa USA picked up the design and kitting it to this day. It's quite popular design around the world. Yes. I always liked the Delta wings, and I wanted to have something that can fly after water because I love flying after water. So I was looking at different arrangements, where to put an engine. So I came up with this arrangement, installed the engine in a tail.
It's electric as well.
This one is electric, but up to this point, all of them were glow engine. It's super stable airplane, and for that reason, thousands of them have been built over, you know, around the world. And if you go on the internet and look at that design, this North Star, there is hundreds and hundreds of entries of people talking about it and how they're enjoying it, and you know, things like that. So it's very satisfying for me to see, you know, that my design is popular to this day. Yeah.
Now, what about this one with the Delta Wing design that you have here?
This aeroplane is a scale model of Russia's aeroplane from 1920s. In Russia at that time, they were experimenting all kinds of ideas to make aeroplane either better fighter or faster and all that. Again, it's electric, it's all balsa. It's very stable, super stable. It's in all the axes, and you know, it's a very forgiving aeroplane.
Fantastic. Hey, look at this guy. Who's this guy? Well, I mean, we're in wine country, it goes to show. Now, folks, that was all part of the show. They do that for the fans. Let's hear it for them. All right. I think we had you all going. Well, Terry, we had the people really going with the drunk guy. I guess it surprised a lot of people. Sure surprised me.
Yeah, we got a few of them there. We even fooled one of the real pilots there. Actually jumped the fence, come out to save the day, the rescue, and he thought it was real too. So I guess I pulled it off.
Hey, wake up!
Whoa, what's going on? Hey, I'm back. Folks, we had a great time, a relaxing day, watching beautiful jets today, some of those vintage warbirds right down here in Stony Creek in wine country. Take care, folks. It's been a great day.
Here's Selena.
There you go. Oh, you even know her name. Way to go.
That's my sister.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of RCTV. On next week's episode, we're going to London for the Glorix race at Sammy Speedway. Also, we have a charity event to go to at the Argos. And also one of my favorites, you're gonna meet our very own Oakville lawnmower man. You'll see what I mean next week. Take care, folks.
Closed captioning for RCTV is brought to you by GreatHobbies.com. RCTV is brought to you in part by Great Hobbies. Great service, great selection, great prices.